The spaceship shook slightly as it descended through the thick clouds of Glacera. Outside the small round windows, endless white stretched in every direction. Snowstorms whipped across the frozen plains, and jagged ice mountains pierced the gray sky. Milo gripped the edge of his seat, his eyes wide with excitement. This was his first mission on a planet so cold and mysterious. "Almost there," said Terra, adjusting the controls with steady hands. She was calm, her face set in concentration, though her breath came in small clouds. She had been on many missions before, but even she could not hide a hint of wonder at Glacera's icy beauty. Milo glanced at her. "Do you think the energy readings are real? The sensors keep spiking every few minutes." Terra nodded. "They are real. But we won't know what it is until we get closer. Stay alert." The spaceship touched down on a flat stretch of ice. The landing was gentle, almost too smooth, and the doors opened with a hiss. A cold wind rushed inside, making Milo shiver despite his thick thermal suit. Outside, the snow glittered like diamonds under the dim light of Glacera's twin suns. "Let's move," Terra said, stepping out first. She scanned the area with a small handheld scanner. The readings showed a faint pulse in the distance, somewhere beyond the ice ridges. Milo followed, careful with every step. The snow crunched under his boots, and tiny clouds of frost escaped every movement. He looked around in awe. "It's beautiful," he said. "But it's almost too quiet." Terra smiled slightly. "Quiet doesn't mean safe." They reached their base site, a small plateau sheltered by icy cliffs. It was the perfect place to set up their temporary camp. Milo and Terra worked together efficiently, unfolding equipment, securing tents, and connecting solar panels that glimmered faintly in the pale sunlight. As they worked, Milo noticed the strange colors in the sky. Green, purple, and blue streaks danced like ribbons, reflecting off the ice. "Have you ever seen anything like that?" Milo asked. Terra shook her head. "Not in person. Pictures don't do it justice." She paused and looked at him. "I hope we get to study it up close." Milo smiled. "Me too. This planet, it feels alive somehow." As night approached, the wind grew stronger. Snow whipped around the tents, creating patterns that looked like tiny sparks of light. Inside the base tent, Milo and Terra monitored the instruments. The energy readings had spiked again, stronger this time. The source seemed to be somewhere north, beyond the high ice cliffs. "I'll take the first watch," Terra said. "You should rest a little." Milo shook his head. "I can't. I want to see what's causing these spikes." Terra raised an eyebrow but didn't argue. "Suit yourself. But don't wander too far." Milo bundled himself into his coat and stepped outside. The cold bit at his face, and his breath formed clouds in the air. The snow reflected the auroras above, casting everything in a soft, magical glow. He started walking toward the faint pulse of energy, his scanner in hand. Hours passed, and the storm grew heavier. The wind howled like a living creature, and visibility dropped to almost nothing. Milo's scanner beeped urgently, signals were getting stronger. His heart raced with excitement and fear. Then, through the swirling snow, he saw it. A faint glow, shaped like a crystal, protruded from the ice. It pulsed slowly, rhythmically, as if it had a heartbeat. Milo approached carefully, crouching to touch the smooth surface. The crystal was warm to the touch, vibrating slightly under his fingers. What is this?" Milo whispered. Suddenly, a shadow moved across the snow. Milo froze. The shape was tall, slender, almost human, but made entirely of shimmering ice and light. The figure observed him silently, then vanished as quickly as it appeared. Milo stumbled back, his heart pounding. Tara's voice crackled over the communicator. Milo? Are you okay? Yes. I think so. But there's someone here. Something, not human, Milo said, his voice trembling slightly. Stay put. I'm coming, Tara replied, her tone sharp. Milo watched as the glowing figure appeared again, farther away this time, surrounded by the auroras. It seemed curious, intelligent, and powerful. For a moment, fear mixed with awe. This was the start of something beyond their mission, something that could change everything they knew about Glycera, and maybe even about humans themselves. As Tara arrived, her eyes widened at the sight. Milo, it's real. The readings, they're coming from it? Milo nodded, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. We need to understand it. But I think it's watching us, too. Tara glanced at him, her expression serious. Then we must be careful. This planet, it's alive in ways we don't understand yet. And we are visitors here. The auroras shimmered above, the wind howled around them, and the mysterious figure disappeared once more. Milo and Tara exchanged a determined look. This was only the beginning of their journey on Glycera. And neither of them could have imagined how much the snow, the crystals, and the strange guardian would change them both. The morning on Glycera was pale and quiet. Snowflakes drifted gently from the sky, covering the icy plains in a soft, glittering layer. Milo and Tara had barely slept, their minds replaying the strange figure they had seen the night before. The mysterious being had vanished, leaving only the pulsing crystal as evidence of its presence. We need to investigate, Milo said, his eyes bright with determination. We can't just leave it alone. Tara adjusted her thermal gloves. I agree. But we have to be careful. We don't know what it is or what it can do. They packed a small sled with scientific equipment, scanners, and survival gear. The wind bit at their faces as they stepped outside. The snow crunched beneath their boots, and every movement sent small clouds of frost into the air. Milo carried the handheld scanner, which beeped faintly as they moved north, toward the energy spikes. The terrain grew rougher. Ice ridges rose like jagged teeth, forcing them to climb and descend carefully. Tara led the way, using her experience to find safe paths through the treacherous snow. Milo followed closely, occasionally stopping to examine strange formations in the ice. Some looked like natural crystals, but others were too symmetrical, almost like structures built by an intelligent hand. There, Milo whispered, pointing ahead. Half buried in snow, a series of glowing structures emerged from the ice. They were tall, smooth, and translucent, radiating a soft light that pulsed gently, as if they had a rhythm. Tara's eyes widened. These are not natural. Someone or something made them. Milo moved closer, scanning the structures with his device. The readings were off the charts. The energy here was alive, almost like it had consciousness. The structures seemed to hum under his touch, vibrating faintly in his gloves. Suddenly, the wind shifted, and Milo felt a presence. Not in the body, but in his mind. A gentle, strange sensation, like someone watching him, not with eyes but with awareness. He froze, glancing at Tara. Do you feel that? He asked. Tara nodded slowly. Yes. It's observing us. But it's not hostile. I think. The pulse of energy grew stronger, guiding them forward. They entered the icy structures carefully, moving through narrow corridors carved into the crystal. The walls reflected the pale light, casting shimmering patterns across the snow-covered ground. Every step echoed softly, though it felt like the place was alive, listening. Then they saw it again, the figure from last night. It was tall and slender, made entirely of shimmering ice and soft light. But this time, it stayed still, waiting. Its form glowed more brightly as Milo and Terra approached, as if acknowledging them. Milo stepped forward slowly. We come in peace," he said, unsure if the being could even understand words. To their surprise, a wave of images and feelings entered their minds. Scenes of the planet's past flashed before them, massive glaciers moving, creatures adapted to the cold, and strange energy crystals growing beneath the ice. The presence showed them a vision of the future humans arriving, machines drilling into the ground, and the crystals being taken away. Milo felt a cold dread. This is a warning," Terra whispered. Her voice trembled slightly. "It doesn't want us to harm the planet." The figure extended a limb-like structure, touching the largest crystal in the center. The crystal pulsed brighter, sending waves of warmth and calm through Milo and Terra. It felt protective, alive, intelligent. Milo turned to Terra, his excitement mixed with awe. "This being, it's not just alive. It's guarding something. The energy readings, it's conscious, like it understands everything." Terra nodded. "We need to be careful. We came to study this planet, not to take from it. And now, we understand why it's so important." As they observed, the figure slowly moved back, fading into the snowy landscape. Milo and Terra realized it wanted them to follow the rules of this world, to respect its power and intelligence. "We have to report this," Milo said. "But we also have to protect it. If anyone tries to take these crystals, this whole planet could be in danger." Terra looked at him seriously. "Agreed. But for now, we should return to base. We need more equipment and a plan." As they walked back through the icy plains, the snow seemed less harsh, almost welcoming. The auroras above shimmered in harmony with the pulsing crystal, casting green, purple, and blue light over the snow. Milo felt a strange connection, as if the planet itself acknowledged their presence. When they reached their base, they carefully documented their findings. The energy readings, the strange structures, and the vision from the being, all evidence of Glacera's intelligence. Milo and Terra worked silently side by side, the weight of responsibility heavy on them, but also a growing sense of awe and wonder. That night, as the auroras danced across the sky, Milo looked at Terra. "Do you think it will trust us?" Terra smiled faintly. "It already does, in its own way. We just have to earn it." Outside, the snow fell gently, covering the land in a soft, glittering blanket. Somewhere in the distance, the glowing figure watched over the planet, patient and silent. Milo and Terra knew that this was only the beginning. Glacera had secrets, and they were just starting to uncover them. The morning on Glacera was sharper and colder than before. The snow crunched under Milo and Terra's boots as they prepared to leave the base again. The energy readings from the previous day still pulsed in their instruments, stronger and more organized now. Whatever was out there seemed alive and aware of their presence. "We need to get closer this time," Milo said, tightening the straps of his pack. "The crystals, they're sending signals. I think the being wants to show us something." Terra adjusted her gloves and nodded. "Then we move carefully. We don't know its limits or its power yet. The two explorers ventured north, following the faint glow that pulsed from the ice ridges. The snow was deeper now, swirling in white curtains around them. Milo's scanner beeped constantly, the signals growing stronger with each step. The icy terrain was challenging, and even Tara's skillful navigation could not prevent them from slipping once or twice. Suddenly, the snow shifted violently. A low rumble echoed across the plains, and the glowing figure appeared ahead. Milo froze, staring in awe. This time, the being was larger, taller, and more defined. Its icy form shimmered with blue and green light, and its eyes, or what Milo sensed as eyes, glowed warmly, not threateningly. The figure moved slowly toward them, radiating calm energy. As it approached, images and emotions flooded Milo and Tara's minds. They saw Glycera as it had once been, vast forests under ice, creatures adapted to the cold, and energy crystals growing naturally beneath the snow. Then came visions of humans arriving, machines digging into the ground, and destruction spreading through the frozen lands. Milo's chest tightened at the warning. "It's showing us the danger," Milo whispered. "We need to protect this place." Tara shivered. "It's intelligent. It knows what we are capable of, and it wants us to choose the right path." The being extended an arm-like structure, touching the largest crystal in the nearby ridge. The crystal pulsed brighter, and Milo felt warmth spread through him, along with a strange sense of understanding. It was as if the being was speaking directly to their minds, using feelings instead of words. Milo stepped closer cautiously. "We don't want to harm your world," he thought, sending the intention to the being. Tara mirrored him, her own thoughts steady and clear. The icy guardian seemed to respond, pulsing in rhythm with the crystals, acknowledging their sincerity. Suddenly, the being projected images of a distant place, massive machines digging into the ice, humans removing crystals without thought, and the planet's energy fading. Milo and Tara gasped, understanding the potential consequences. If the crystals were exploited, Glycera could lose its life force, and the Guardian's energy could weaken or vanish entirely. "It wants us to stop anyone from taking the crystals," Tara said softly. "We can't let that happen." Milo nodded. "We have to warn the others. But more than that, we need to understand this Guardian. It's not just a protector, it's the key to keeping the planet alive." The Guardian stepped back, hovering silently, its form shimmering in the snow. Then, slowly, it began to move along the ridge, guiding Milo and Tara. It wanted them to follow. As they walked, more crystals appeared, each glowing in harmony with the being's energy. The patterns formed a map, showing tunnels beneath the ice where the largest energy reserves were stored. This is incredible," Milo said. "It's showing us the heart of Glycera." Tara's eyes sparkled with excitement and caution. "And it trusts us to see it. We have to be careful and respectful." After several hours, they reached a hidden cavern entrance, partially covered in snow. The Guardian hovered at the opening, its light dimming slightly. Milo and Tara exchanged a glance. "Are we ready?" Milo asked. Tara nodded. "We have to be. This could change everything we know about this planet, and maybe even about energy itself." Inside the cavern, the walls were lined with crystals, pulsing with life and casting soft glows across the icy floor. The air hummed with energy, making their hair stand on end. Milo ran his hand near one of the crystals, feeling warmth and subtle vibrations, as if the entire cavern were breathing. The Guardian floated closer, its presence comforting and powerful at the same time. Milo and Terra understood that this being was not hostile. It was a protector, guiding them, teaching them, and ensuring that the knowledge and energy of Glycera would remain safe. Terra looked at Milo, her voice quiet. "We came here to study this planet, but now it feels like we are part of something much bigger. Something alive." Milo smiled, feeling the same connection. "Yes. And we can't let anyone destroy it. Not humans, not machines, not even ourselves if we make the wrong choice." Outside, the snow continued to fall gently. The auroras danced across the sky, echoing the pulses from the crystals inside the cavern. Milo and Terra knew that their mission had changed. They were no longer just explorers, they were guardians too, entrusted by Glycera's mysterious being to protect the planet and its secrets. The Guardian watched them silently, its glowing form blending with the crystals. Milo felt a surge of determination. This planet was more than frozen land, it was alive, aware, and waiting for humans to prove that they could respect its power. And Milo and Terra were ready to face that challenge, together. The wind howled across Glycera as Milo and Terra prepared to leave the cavern. Snow swirled around them like a white storm, and the auroras above flickered, casting strange colors over the ice. The energy readings from the crystals were steady, but the planet's weather was unpredictable. They knew that even a small mistake could be dangerous. "We should stay close to the ridge," Terra said, scanning the horizon with her handheld device. "If the storm hits, we could get lost in minutes." Milo adjusted his coat, shivering. "I think we can manage. We've come too far to stop now." As they descended from the ridge, the blizzard grew stronger. Snow lashed against their faces, and visibility dropped to a few feet. Milo held onto Terra's arm to keep from slipping on the icy ground. The sound of the wind was deafening, but the faint glow of the crystals in the distance guided them. "This storm came out of nowhere," Terra shouted over the wind. "We need to find shelter soon." Milo spotted a small hollow in the ice, partially covered by snow. "There," he shouted, pointing. They rushed toward it, the wind pushing against them like an invisible wall. Once inside, they huddled together, using their backpacks and thermal blankets to block the cold. The storm raged outside, shaking the ice around them. Milo's scanner beeped urgently, detecting fluctuations in the energy crystals nearby. "The crystals, they're responding to the storm," he said. "Almost like they're alive." Terra nodded, studying the readings. "Or someone or something is controlling them." She paused, looking at Milo. "Do you think the Guardian is near?" Milo shrugged. "I think it's always watching, in some way. And it might be helping us survive this." Hours passed as the blizzard continued. The cold seeped into their bones, and exhaustion weighed heavily on them. They took turns keeping watch, scanning the snow and ice for signs of danger. Milo admired Terra's calm and steady presence. Even in the storm, she moved with confidence, guiding their small sheltering spot like a natural leader. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath them. Milo grabbed Terra's arm as a chunk of ice broke loose from the roof of their hollow. The ice crashed down nearby, sending snow flying. "We need to move," he shouted. Terra helped him steady the sled and their equipment. Carefully, they navigated through the storm, keeping low to avoid falling ice and hidden crevasses. Every step was treacherous, and the cold burned their faces, but they pressed on. Then, through the whirling snow, Milo saw a faint glow. He blinked, unsure if it was a trick of the storm. The glow pulsed steadily, almost like a heartbeat. "Terra, look. The crystals, they're guiding us." Terra squinted. Follow it, but stay close. We can't afford to get separated. As they moved toward the glow, the wind seemed to shift, parting slightly to make a path. The snow under their boots felt softer, almost alive. Milo realized that the guardian or the crystals themselves were helping them navigate the storm. The thought filled him with awe. Finally, they reached a safe plateau where the storm's fury was less intense. The glowing crystal ahead pulsed brighter, casting warm light over the snow. Milo and Tara sank to their knees, exhausted but relieved. This is amazing," Milo said, panting. "Even the storm, it's part of this planet's intelligence." Tara smiled, brushing snow from her hair. "And it's testing us, in a way. We have to respect it, survive it, and learn from it." They set up a temporary shelter near the glowing crystal, using their thermal blankets and snow barriers. Inside, the warmth from the crystal seeped through the ice, making it bearable to rest. Milo watched the auroras flicker outside the snowstorm, thinking about the Guardian and the hidden cavern they had discovered. As they settled in, Milo felt a connection to Tara growing stronger. Facing the storm together, relying on each other's strength and courage, had built a bond that neither of them had expected. He realized that the planet, the crystals, and the Guardian were teaching them more than science. They were teaching trust, teamwork, and resilience. Hours later, as the blizzard slowed to a gentle fall, Milo and Tara stood outside the shelter. The sky was painted with the auroras, dancing over the icy ridges. The glowing crystal pulsed faintly in the distance, a reminder of the Guardian's watchful presence. "We made it," Tara said softly, her voice filled with relief and pride. "And we learned a lot, about the planet, about the crystals, and about ourselves." Milo nodded. "Yes. Glycera is more alive than we imagined. And the Guardian, it's guiding us, testing us, teaching us. We have to protect it, no matter what." As the night deepened, they returned to their temporary shelter. The snow fell gently now, covering the ground in a fresh, sparkling layer. Milo and Tara rested, knowing that the blizzard had been more than a challenge, it had been a lesson. They were ready for whatever came next. Outside, the faint glow of the crystals pulsed softly, like the heartbeat of Glycera itself. And somewhere in the snow, the Guardian watched, patient and silent, knowing that the humans were learning to respect the frozen world around them. The snow had settled by morning, leaving Glycera covered in a sparkling white blanket. Milo and Tara packed their equipment carefully, ready to explore deeper into the cavern the Guardian had guided them to. The glowing crystals inside had pulsed gently throughout the night, as if reminding them of the planet's presence. "Are you ready?" Milo asked, checking the scanner one last time. Tara nodded. "We have to be careful. These crystals, they're more than just energy. They hold something important." The entrance to the cavern was partially hidden under ice, but with the Guardian's guidance, they slipped inside without trouble. The walls shimmered with countless crystals, each emitting soft pulses of blue, green, and purple light. The air hummed with energy, vibrating faintly under their feet. Milo walked slowly, holding his scanner close. "The readings are off the charts. This energy, it feels alive. Almost like it's watching us." Tara touched a crystal lightly, feeling a warm vibration spread through her gloves. "It's not just energy," she said softly. "It's memory. Look at this pattern, it's like the crystals are storing information." As they moved deeper, the cavern opened into a large chamber. The crystals here were bigger, more organized, and pulsed in rhythm with each other. Milo placed his hand on one of the largest crystals, and immediately his mind filled with images, the planet's past, snow creatures moving in harmony with the ice, and landscapes shaped by the flow of energy beneath the surface. Terra gasped. It's showing us, the history of Glycera. These crystals, they're alive in a way we can feel. Milo nodded, awestruck. And look here. He pointed to a cluster of crystals that pulsed more brightly than the rest. When he touched them, a vision appeared of humans arriving on the planet, machines drilling into the ground, and the crystals being removed. If this happens, the planet will lose its life force. The Guardian, it's trying to protect it. Terra's eyes widened. We need to stop anyone who tries to take these crystals. We can't let that happen. As they explored, they noticed another effect of the crystals. Their emotions felt amplified. Milo realized that he and Terra felt closer than ever before, fear, excitement, and trust intertwined. It was as if the planet itself was showing them the importance of working together. Suddenly, a low hum filled the chamber. The Guardian appeared at the entrance, its form glowing brighter than ever. It extended a limb toward the largest crystal, causing it to pulse in harmony with the cavern. Milo felt a wave of warmth and calm, almost like reassurance. The Guardians seemed to be acknowledging their understanding and their respect for Glycera. Milo looked at Terra. It trusts us, at least a little. We need to be careful, but this is incredible. We can learn so much from this place. Terra nodded, eyes shining. And maybe, it's showing us why it exists. Not just to protect the crystals, but to teach us about responsibility. About respect. They carefully recorded the energy readings and took detailed notes. Every crystal, every pulse, seemed to tell a story. Some showed ancient creatures that had lived alongside the energy, while others revealed how the planet healed itself over centuries. Milo realized that Glycera was more than a frozen world, it was alive, conscious, and full of history. Hours passed as they studied the cavern. Milo and Terra grew tired but determined to understand more. The connection they felt with the crystals strengthened their bond, making their teamwork seamless. Every decision, every step, felt synchronized, guided by trust and a shared sense of purpose. As they prepared to leave, Milo paused. Terra, this isn't just about science. It's about protecting something greater than ourselves. If humans take these crystals without understanding, it could destroy everything. Terra placed a hand on his shoulder. Then we have a duty. Not just to report what we found, but to make sure the Guardian's world stays safe. Outside, the auroras danced across the snow, reflecting the colors of the cavern's crystals. The Guardian watched from a distance, its form blending with the snow and light. Milo and Terra knew it was waiting, patient and silent, ensuring that they respected its home. Do you think anyone else will come? Milo asked, scanning the horizon. Possibly, Terra said. But if they do, we'll be ready. We've seen what this planet is, and we understand our responsibility now. They set up camp nearby, resting but keeping watch over the glowing crystals. The cavern had revealed secrets, history, and the power of the planet. But it had also revealed something deeper: the importance of trust, courage, and respect. Milo and Terra felt a renewed determination. Glycera was alive, aware, and waiting for humans to prove that they could protect it. And Milo and Terra had accepted that challenge. They would not fail. The sky over Glycera had darkened with thick clouds, signaling a new storm approaching. Milo and Terra were outside the crystal cavern, monitoring the energy readings when a sudden alarm on their scanner went off. Someone's here, Milo said, tension creeping into his voice. Human life signs, but they're not from our team. Tara's eyes narrowed. The mining corporation, they must have tracked us. They want the crystals. Milo and Tara quickly gathered their equipment and moved to defend the cavern. The snowstorm made visibility low, and the wind howled like a wild animal. The glow of the crystals lit their path, reflecting on the ice and snow around them. Through the white haze, shapes appeared, machines and humans in heavy suits, equipped to dig and extract the energy crystals. Milo felt a surge of urgency. We can't let them reach the cavern. Not the crystals, not the Guardian. Tara quickly studied the terrain. We can use the snow and ice against them. Let's create traps along the paths they would take. Working together, they pushed snow into ridges, carved false trails, and set up barriers using ice blocks and portable sensors. Every trap was designed to slow down the intruders without harming them physically. They had to protect the planet, not destroy lives. The mining team advanced, machines clanking and hissing. Milo and Tara watched as the first vehicle slid off the path, stuck in a hidden snow trap. The humans shouted in frustration, trying to free the machines, while the explorers used the opportunity to reposition their defenses. Suddenly, a massive drill approached the entrance of the cavern. Milo's heart raced. If that reaches the crystals, it could destroy everything. Tara's mind worked quickly. We have to redirect it. Use the ice slope. Push it toward the ridge. With careful timing, they triggered snow collapses along the path. The drill skidded uncontrollably, scraping against the icy walls, finally stopping just before reaching the cavern. The humans scrambled to regain control, but the blizzard made every move difficult. Milo glanced at the distant ridge. Look. He pointed as faint light appeared. Irith, the Guardian, hovering above the snow. Its form glimmered with energy, and the crystals pulsed in response. The Guardian subtly manipulated the environment, causing ice and snow to shift, slowing the intruders further. Tara smiled faintly. It's helping us, just like we hoped. The storm intensified, the wind lashing against machines and humans alike. Milo and Tara coordinated their movements, using the terrain and the Guardian's subtle guidance. They were faster, smarter, and more prepared than the intruders, turning Glacera's own power against them. Hours passed in a tense struggle. Milo watched as the humans tried again and again to break through the icy barriers, while Tara directed snow collapses and led their clever maneuvers. Each pulse from the crystals reminded them of the Guardian's presence and the life they were protecting. Finally, the mining team retreated, realizing the planet itself was too dangerous to conquer. Their machines groaned and skidded across the snow, leaving deep trails behind them. The storm continued, but Milo and Tara stood firm, exhausted yet victorious. Milo turned to Tara, his face lit by the auroras above. We did it, the cavern is safe, the crystals are safe, and the Guardian, it's still here. Tara nodded, brushing snow from her hair. Yes. And we learned something important. Glacera isn't just a planet, it's alive, and it will fight to protect itself if needed. But we can help guide it and protect it too. They returned to the cavern entrance, checking the crystals. The pulses were steady, calm, and reassuring. Milo placed his hand on the largest crystal. It knows we were trying to help. It trusts us even more now. Tara stood beside him, feeling the warmth and energy from the crystals. And we trust it? We've become part of this planet's story. As night fell, the auroras danced across the sky, painting Glacera in colors no human had ever seen before. The storm subsided, leaving the snow glistening under the faint light of the twin suns. Milo and Tara looked at each other, smiles of relief and pride on their faces. "We've done more than survive," Milo said softly. "We've proven that humans can respect this world, and protect it." Tara reached for his hand. "Together. That's the only way we could have done it." The Guardian watched from a distance, its glowing form blending with the shimmering crystals. It had tested them, and they had proven worthy. Milo and Tara had faced the storm, the machines, and the challenge of protecting Glycera, and they had not failed. For the first time, the planet felt completely calm. The crystals pulsed in harmony, the auroras shimmered peacefully, and Milo and Tara knew that Glycera was safe for now. But both understood that their journey was far from over. There would always be challenges, storms, and threats. But one thing was certain: humans could rise to the challenge, and they could protect life even in the coldest, most dangerous corners of the universe. And as Milo and Tara stood together, the bond they had forged through danger and discovery felt stronger than ever. Glycera's heartbeat continued, steady and bright, a living reminder of what courage, intelligence, and respect could achieve. The sun rose gently over Glycera, painting the frozen plains with soft golden light. The storm from the previous night had passed, leaving the snow calm and sparkling. Milo and Tara emerged from their temporary shelter, stretching and breathing in the crisp, cold air. The planet seemed peaceful, almost alive, as the auroras faded into the morning sky. Milo checked the scanner one last time. "The readings are stable," he said, smiling. "The crystals, they're calm. The Guardian must be satisfied." Tara nodded, brushing snow from her coat. "Yes. And the mining team is gone. For now, Glycera is safe." They walked toward the cavern, the snow crunching beneath their boots. The crystals inside pulsed gently, their soft light reflecting off the icy walls. Milo and Tara approached the largest crystal, feeling warmth and energy flow through the chamber. The Guardian appeared as well, hovering silently, its glowing form blending with the crystals. "It's incredible," Milo whispered. "All of this, alive, aware, and protecting itself." Tara placed a hand on his arm. "We didn't just survive the storms and the machines. We learned how to respect this planet. That's why it trusted us." Milo smiled. "And it taught us something else, about ourselves. About courage, teamwork, and even trust." They spent the day documenting the crystals, carefully recording their energy patterns and the history stored within them. The Guardian watched silently, as if approving their efforts. Milo realized that every pulse, every glow, was like a heartbeat of Glycera itself, a rhythm that humans had to honor, not exploit. As evening approached, the auroras returned, brighter and more colorful than ever. The sky was alive with ribbons of green, purple, and blue. Milo and Tara stood outside the cavern, staring at the light show above them. For a moment, the world was silent except for the faint hum of the crystals. Milo turned to Tara. "Do you think we'll ever see anything like this again?" Tara smiled softly, her eyes reflecting the colors above. "Maybe. But I think what matters most is that we experienced it together. That we protected it together." They walked slowly across the snow, side by side. The bond between them, forged through danger, storms, and discovery, was unspoken but clear. Milo felt a warmth that had nothing to do with the thermal suit or the glowing crystals. Tara felt the same, a quiet joy in knowing they had shared something extraordinary. Suddenly, the Guardian appeared again, hovering above the cavern. Its glow pulsed softly, as if sending a final message. Milo and Tara felt it in their minds, a sense of approval, trust, and a promise. Glycera would remain safe as long as humans who understood its values stayed vigilant. Milo whispered, almost to himself, "We'll protect it. I promise." Tara looked at him, her expression calm but full of meaning. Together. Always together. They returned to the base, setting up a small observation station to continue studying the crystals without disturbing them. Every measurement, every note, was made with care and respect. Milo and Tara realized that the planet had not only tested their skills but had strengthened their connection to each other. Their teamwork had grown into something deeper, a shared passion for discovery, courage, and the life of Glycera. That night, they stood outside the base under the auroras, snowflakes drifting gently around them. Milo reached for Tara's hand, and she held it without hesitation. The warmth of their bond contrasted with the cold of the planet, reminding them that even in the harshest places, life and connection could flourish. "Glycera is alive," Milo said quietly. "And we are part of its story now." Tara nodded. "A story of respect, courage, and hope. For the planet, and for us." The Guardian watched from a distance, its glowing form merging with the crystals and the snowy horizon. It had tested the humans and found them worthy. Milo and Tara had faced storms, threats, and the unknown, yet they had survived and learned. They had proven that humans could rise to challenges, honor life, and protect what was precious. As the night deepened, the auroras shimmered brighter than ever. Milo and Tara stood together, feeling the heartbeat of the planet through the crystals beneath their feet. Glycera was safe, alive, and harmonious once more. The frozen world had taught them courage, trust, and the importance of protecting life even in the most remote corners of the universe. And for Milo and Tara, their journey had only just begun. They had faced the snow, the storms, and the unknown and emerged stronger, wiser, and closer than ever. Together, they would continue to explore, to protect, and to honor the living world of Glycera. The snow fell softly, the crystals pulsed gently, and the auroras danced above. Harmony had returned. And for the first time, the frozen planet felt completely alive, welcoming the humans who had proven themselves worthy of its secrets.